Do you think you have a smart business? Well, do you think you have a smart ideas and qualities when it comes to a business owner? Because sometimes even the small missing pieces can cost you your entire business. I'm going to tell you a couple of qualities that you should know as an entrepreneur just to make sure that you have a checklist of all these qualities in your business. I'm Varsha and welcome to the Freedom Business English channel. Do not forget to subscribe and download our Freedom app. What is exactly smart? Is smart being called as having the highest IQ? Well, actually not. Smart is actually not having the highest IQ, but it is something called as knowing the knowledge of what you're doing. Making sure that you know what you've actually invested in. Smart people, when it comes to business, tend to make sure that they're clever about what they've started and learn how their investments are getting done and know what their product or service they're providing is all about and train their employees in the right way so even they know that they have been given the right guidance. So I'm going to list down the qualities that a smart business should have because this can actually have a huge impact on your particular business as well. First one is being intuitive. Well, there are so many people who just blindly go on the facts without even thinking if that fact is going to work on them or not. Sometimes facts are the reality which has been displayed, but not every time that can also work on you. Intuitive nature is one of the great things that you have to have for your business because you're the only person who knows how your entire business structure works. By making sure that your entire business structure runs in a right way, you have to have the intuitive nature of telling and guiding your employees that they are doing something wrong that might not give you the right result you were expecting, or by telling them that they are doing a great work which is going to give them a great productivity. Experience is the key for this because sometimes giving you a great experience makes your intuition so good that you can actually tell what is good for you and what is not. Smart people are set to clearly see the reasons as well as the motivations that come around them. Either it can be by other people or a particular advisor. With this, they can actually see whom to trust and whom not to, what to invest in and what not to. They actually use their intuitions to make decisions, craft paths, and being diligent. This is one of the qualities where a great entrepreneur will inhale in him or herself. Next is the conscious. Emotional balance is always very important. To make sure that you have an emotional balance, you have to know how to keep your emotions on track. Smart entrepreneurs actually know whom they're working with and they know how to control their emotions and be conscious in such situations. They believe in their strength, weakness, personality traits, morals and beliefs. Smart people are actually wise to themselves but also know that self-awareness is actually the ticket to enlighten themselves, including the business environment. They actually show their deepest commitment to their business and make sure that whatever their ideas are being implemented in the right way. They do not make sure that they pressure or push towards the employees just to make sure whatever they have in mind is being portrayed immediately. As I believe, and so does many out there, believe that patience is the key. A good entrepreneur always knows to keep his or her emotions in balance. They're more conscious to themselves while they're predicting how their entire business might show up in a couple of months. They predict this because they have been having the experience in the past and they have faced the crisis as well. Not everyone can be a perfect entrepreneur until and unless they don't make mistakes themselves. But doesn't mean that the mistakes have to keep continuing until unless you realize what is the solution for the mistake you've committed. Third is reflective. As I told you in the previous one, smart people actually look back, turn and then learn from their mistakes. First thing of self-awareness is making sure that you learn from your mistakes. Committing a mistake is not something that anybody hasn't done. What we do after that is one of the major things we have to realize. Either we learn from it or just ignore it. Smart people do not ignore it. They keep them in mind and make sure that they move by not committing the mistake again. They do not get stuck in the past, but they make sure their reflections which have happened in the past is going in the right way. They make sure that they navigate themselves towards the right direction by not putting themselves in the wrong state of mind. There are so many examples that we know who have actually renovated their old ideas into new ideas and succeeded in them. They actually take time than rather jumping into the decisions before making a wrong choice. This actually helps them in gaining the insight of the entire business structure. Next one is creative. Creative is one of the aspects that everyone has to know, and an entrepreneur should always make sure that he or she is always creative because trend is always moving for you and it will not stop for you. They have the cycle which always goes in a particular balance, and as we know, over the 90s till today, there are so many changes. If it comes from technology to the products we use till today have evolved. That is one of the main things that you should know as an entrepreneur. You should make sure that you know the creativity level when these things keep changing. As I say, experience speaks, but not always experience can help you in this field. You have to make sure that you hire right people during the right time so that they can help you and advise you when it comes to creativity. Usually, good entrepreneurs and smart entrepreneurs are always not satisfied with level 1 items. They have to keep upgrading to level 2, level 3 and goes on. They're actually drawn to new ideas, innovative ways and changing the perspective of the way the world is looking into that. We all have seen ads on the TV and we can actually make sure which has been reflecting to us and evolved over the years so that we get attracted to it and then go buy that product. This is one of the major strategies. Depending on the ad, we can make sure how good that company is and how they've evolved, including the way they've creatively shown so that we approach to that product. Their natural thought process is actually out of the box. They usually think one step ahead of what is trending. They make sure that they match or they evolve with their products by stepping out of their comfort zone and trending to the customer's ideal mindset. This is where success is been reflected. Next one is being open-minded. Every entrepreneur must be open-minded, open to the new knowledge, accept people who are much more talented and know about the assets that you have been welcoming over the time. There are so many things that an entrepreneur should control when it comes to open-minded because there are so many changes happening in the world. This is one of the things where most of the entrepreneurs fail in. There are so many people who know they have to see in different perspectives and so many fail to do so. Our minds are like a parachute. It works best when it's been opened. Smart people work most intelligent even in the tight situations because they are open enough to learn something that comes out even in such situation. The passion to learn and acknowledge to what they've learned is one of the ways that they work in. Passion for problem solving and fixing in the new interventions is one of the ways that they move towards the line of success. They actually are very willing enough to understand how the entire market sector runs and strategize by listening to the people who speak and taking their viewpoint by understanding how they want the product or service to be given. These strategies actually help them by getting into new motives and effective solutions. Smart people recognize and respond immediately to opportunities and new people. They make sure they act quickly when it comes to great opportunities, and also they make sure that patience is given to them when it comes to decisions that they need time. Losing on the opportunities and thinking about the opportunities that they've lost is also not one of the things that they would consider. They develop the relationships and bond over good people when it comes to time. By this, they know how to consume time and they have to know that and how quick they have to react when it comes to a particular business deal. Next is independent. Most of the entrepreneurs out there think independently and also make sure that they are independent. They will see to that they don't need anybody's help over the time until and unless they've reached a particular point. Yes, as we start, we all need advices and help, but as we grow, we don't need that because you're the one who believed in yourself when you started this particular business, but you're also the one who can have your own morals. Over the time, these people do not blindly accept what others preach to them. They make sure whatever they're listening to or whatever intel they connect, whatever the intakes they get, they research about them and understand if this is good for their company or bad. They make sure that they understand the entire ideology of getting advices. They actually see to that they ask deepest questions to themselves and get their answers by their own. It is only by discovering their own self and truth that they can discover if they are eligible for implementing their strategies because the market just doesn't run on their idea. They have to think, as I said, being open-minded and elaborate to the entire global market and people's mindset as well. Next one is lifelong learners. These people never give up on learning. They make sure that whatever is new in the market or whatever is new in the world, they learn and they get to the idea of what is happening. They live along the way of learning by just understanding how their product is doing good in the market. These people are never lazy when it comes to discovery and innovations. They make sure that they grab the knowledge and learn quickly how the entire process has been happening, how the inventions and discovery has been changing the world. They make sure that they learn and quickly react to the entire foundation of this market. Over time, they upgrade their skills, knowledge and beliefs when it comes to their business. Usually smart people crave and collect and gather all the great information either from others' mind or by reading a lot of books. This is one of the great ways if you want to improve yourself and your business. Next one is the lighthearted. Usually intelligent people do not take life so seriously. They make sure everything happens in a calm and pleasant way. They indulge themselves in sense of humor, make sure that they live their moment. These people recognize the joy of life by entertaining themselves and giving a new perspective for life. Smart people find blessing in blunders. They make sure they learn from their blunders. Even the silver linings in a challenge can also help them in solutions. Keeping themselves happy every day can lead them to a peaceful and successful life. Next is explorers. These people are usually explorers. They love to explore in the new knowledge and idea which have been developed over the years. New things are something that they would learn, and challenges are something that they would love to accept. They make sure that they try new things. Even if it fails, they keep on trying. Never give up is their motto, and they keep following it over and over again. If they know that what they're trying is not working out in the first place, they never give up hopes. They make sure they try another process. Even Edison is told to have tried it 1,000 times until he made the perfect invention. They actually accept their failures as a clever disguise, because you never know, each and every mistake you're making, you're actually finding a solution to a new logic. They usually take risks, and they're curious and adventurous when it comes to the new logics of the market. They're willing to get into the unknown and risk what they know. They're willing to get into the unknown and know the knowledge of what that might hide for them. Next is one of the most important points, which I also personally think that everyone should implement this on themselves. This is believe in themselves. As I mentioned, this point is actually important for you also, is because believing in oneself is one of the major key towards success. This is where you push yourself and think that you can do it and you can achieve it. Unless you don't get this in your mind, you can never do anything. Even in the most darkest room, there's a ray of light. That's how you believe in yourself and keep moving. Their validations and intuitions have been charged to a right decision because they believe in themselves. They do not randomly trust people. They make sure even who they trust is someone who they believe can help them. They believe in themselves as well as the people they trust. This is the major key when you're in a business. You cannot work in a business by just making yourself be involved in it. You have to make sure that everyone in the business is going ahead with it. They do not actually want to wait for a change. They make sure that they are the change. So many of the great businessmen have also told that when it comes to taking actions and making particular decisions is when they trust themselves. You never know what believing in oneself can actually mean. They can actually reach the highest mountain by not knowing what is their actual talent. So keep believing in yourself, because that is what is going to push you towards your success. Last one is write goals on the paper. Smart people usually have well-developed life strategies that they put it down on the paper. Visions, desires and dreams are something they want to big time achieve. That's where they create their own journal, because they know that they should never forget what they're trying to achieve. Writing is actually their first step in making their dreams their reality. So these are the couple of points that I had in mind for you. And if you think you are succeeding as an entrepreneur by having an additional quality that I haven't mentioned in this video, please don't forget to comment and also tell your ideas and points that we have to know. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and download our Freedom app, which has a lot more details that you need to know. Thank you so much.